Hello and welcome back for another video. In this video, we're going to be covering a manifestation technique as taught by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I am a big fan of Dr. Joe's work. I have many of his guided meditations and do them frequently. He covered the particular manifestation technique we are going to discuss here in his book, Becoming Supernatural. If you haven't read that book, I would highly recommend that you do. It is excellent. The book goes very deep, so I'll be doing my best to simplify things a bit here on the specific topic of manifestation. There is a chapter in this book called Tuning In to New Potentials in the Quantum, which covers the manifestation technique. So let's first talk briefly about the quantum. There is a lot to this topic, but for the sake of keeping this brief and to the point, I will try to touch on the basics. The quantum, or unified field, is an invisible field of information that exists beyond this space and time. It is totally different from our physical reality and the laws of Newtonian physics. It is a completely separate reality, an invisible field of energy and information. Or, put another way, it is a field of intelligence and consciousness that exists beyond space and time. So in this invisible field of information and frequency, therein lies the intelligence of the smallest subatomic particle to the most advanced being that's ever lived, encompassing past, present, and future. Some say this is the mind of God. This is where all possibilities exist. However, this is beyond anything we can perceive with our senses. You won't be able to see, hear, smell, touch, or taste anything here. The only way you can experience this realm is with your awareness and your consciousness. When operating just as an awareness or consciousness and paying attention to the energy of the quantum field, your consciousness is connecting to greater levels of frequency and information. So, our ability to create and manifest comes within this field of infinite possibilities and potential. There is the potential for your health and healing. There is the potential for your financial abundance. There is the potential for you to be in love with your life in all areas. But the part that's hard to grasp here is that we have to enter the quantum as what Dr. Joe calls a nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and in no time. So what does that mean? Well, if you're operating in the now, or what Dr. Joe calls the generous present moment, and your attention or awareness is not on your body, you become a no-body. If your attention and awareness is not on the people in your life and your identity, you become a no-one. If your attention and awareness is not on things and objects, you become no thing or nothing. If your attention and awareness is not on what you need to do and where you need to be, you are in nowhere. And if your attention and awareness is not on time, you are in no time. You are taking all of your attention off of the outer world and putting it into the inner world. And this is where the magic happens. This is where your brain waves turn from beta to alpha to even theta, and greater brain order and coherence begin to happen automatically. Okay, so once you're in this mode of nothingness, in the quantum field of infinite potentials, how do you turn the potentials into realities in your life? This requires two things. One, a clear intention, and two, an elevated emotion. For your clear intention, you need to get as clear as possible on what it is you want to create. This should be the best possible scenario you can come up with, as specific and detailed as possible. This clear intention is the electrical charge that you are sending out into the unified field with your brain. Now that you have your clear intention, marry that with an elevated heartfelt emotion such as gratitude, joy, love, excitement, or whatever emotion best suits your intention. Really try to feel the emotion that you will have when you manifest your intent, and do this ahead of the actual experience. Live in the feeling of that emotion for as long as you can. The elevated emotion carries with it a higher energy, and it is the magnetic charge you are sending out into the field with your heart. So when we have both the electric charge of the clear intention and the magnetic charge of the elevated emotion, a new electromagnetic field is created. Potentials in the quantum field exist as electromagnetic frequencies, and in doing this, you are creating a vibrational match. When you create this vibrational match between your energy and a potential that already exists, you begin to draw that new experience to you. In this case, you don't need to go looking for it, it will find you. But please remember the importance of coming into this as nothing. You are not bringing with you the pain in your body that you might be feeling, or the bills that you are dreading paying, or anything related to the physical reality that you are living. These thoughts contain a lower vibrational energy, and the goal here is to transcend that. In this process, you are essentially getting out of the way of yourself. When you surrender and relax into this with a clear intention and an elevated emotion, you are allowing the unified field or consciousness to do the work in organizing this event to happen the best way for you. Another key here is to remain vigilant and not stressing or trying to figure out when or how it's going to happen. Remain connected to those good feeling emotions that you felt, and when anything else tries to creep in, immediately refocus with your will. This takes practice. Keep tuning in to the potential you've chosen over and over again, and you will begin to get very familiar with it, both in times of meditation and while you're open-eyed going about your day-to-day life. Okay, so now we get to the specific instructions of how to actually practice this. I'll first provide the instructions here, but I will also be sharing with you a how-to guide I put together that I think will really help you with this. I will share the details of how you can get it at the end of the video. For this exercise, you'll be making a blueprint of what it is you are intending, or more specifically, finding the potential in the quantum field that you want. And remember, if you can think it, it is indeed a potential. You'll be using a capital letter to represent the word that identifies with that desire. For example, if you wanted to manifest abundance, you would use the capital letter A. J would represent job, L would represent love, H would represent health or healing. I think you get the idea. Now write down that letter and then draw two squiggly lines around the letter. The lines represent both the electrical field and the magnetic field, or the electromagnetic field. Next, write down the word intention and underline it. Now think about what the letter means to you. Let's say your letter was A for abundance. Write down at least 4 things that means to you. So, for example, for abundance, you might list something like the following 4 thoughts. 1. All of my needs are met. 2. Leave a legacy behind for my kids. 3. Travel when and wherever I want at any time. 4. Give financially to others and to good causes. The idea here is that when you see and think about that letter A and abundance, and you put your attention on it, you know all of the specific elements that really matter most to you that go along with it. This really helps you assign meaning and clarify your specific intention. Next, write down the words elevated emotions and draw 2 lines under that. For this, list how you're going to feel when wealth comes. Again, list 4 different feelings or emotions that would go along with this. You might list the emotions of excitement, gratitude, joy, and freedom, for example. The key here is to practice feeling those emotions before the manifestation comes. You want to teach your body emotionally what the future would feel like before it's made manifest. And you do this by actually feeling with your heart these emotions. This may seem odd at first, but the more you do it, the more you teach your body, and you'll actually start to feel like it's all really happening. When we use these letters like A for abundance, or whatever it is, you can think of that as the channel or frequency on a radio dial. This is the practice of tuning in or synchronizing to that energy and vibration. So you would practice this technique during your meditation. This can be done in total silence, or with some good meditation music, or guided, or whatever works best for you. And this should be practiced over and over again until you really feel that you can tune in to that energy. In fact, you will start to look forward to doing this daily, and you can get so good at it that you literally just start to live it in your day-to-day waking life. And when and if you find yourself starting to worry and wonder, you need to willfully make a quick shift of your energy and reel it back into this place of familiarity and remembering and feeling the associated emotions that go along with your intent. Dr. Joe actually has a guided meditation that goes along with this. It can be purchased directly from the drjoedispenza.com website. I would highly recommend investing in it. I use it frequently. It's called Tuning into New Potentials. I realize there's been a lot of information packed into this video, so what I decided to do is compile all of my personal notes and instructions I've been using, and I created a how-to guide, which I think will really help you. In the how-to guide, I go into a bit more detail on this manifestation technique and will give you something to refer back to for this. The link to download the how-to guide will be in the description and pinned comment. This is just my way of giving back and paying it forward. I hope you enjoy and I hope it helps you. Stay tuned for more videos to come. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios!